next we got. Oh, we forgot about this last week.
What?
Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
We forgot to review the first episode, even though we had watched it.
We've watched a couple now.
Yeah, so now we're 2 episodes in for Secret Invasion.
Right.
What are you thinking of this series so far?
I like it. There's high stakes in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I had a nightmare about it. I'm enjoying it.
Is it? You find it scary?
Well, it's always scary when you're a little bit of a spoiler there, like an alien race is invading.
Oh yeah,
the
this
Earth.
is on TV. We can spoil this, otherwise we'll have nothing to talk about
Anyway,
as we do this each episode.
It's about
so
those...
Nick Fury's returned to Earth,
yeah.
and Skrulls are taking over.
He was gone, but I didn't remember that.
Yeah, he was on that space station the last time we saw him.
I can't keep it all straight, but I did remember that they're a Captain Marvel villain, and that they're these green people, but they can look like anybody.
Yeah,
but
the
they
Skrulls.
tend not to look like anybody. They tend to pick one identity, it seems, and stick to that person. They don't seem to like to change identities like you would see other beings, like we've seen in other shows. They tend to stay the same, basically.
Yes. They, before we get too deep into the story,
Okay.
they got a lot of big name actors to be in this, with some ridiculous dialogue talking about new Skrullos and Skrulls, and just what is going on here.
Well,
you
I
got
don't really
Olivia
mind.
Colman, okay, playing
She's vicious.
Sonya Fallsworth. I guess she's in charge of MI6 there in Russia.
Or she's on her own kind of thing. She's out to get these guys.
She's representing the British government, okay,
I
with
guess,
MI6.
but she does seem to be rather separated from any real outreach of government. She's on her own.
They got this.
in a way.
They got this actress who wins awards. Okay, doesn't
been-
really mean anything to me, but she's really good. And they got this British woman,
She's been in Doctor Who before. She has fun doing stuff like that.
and now she's saying this ridiculous dialogue in a
I don't
Marvel
think
show. She probably thinks this is like a cartoon or something she's in.
I didn't get that at all. I enjoy it. It's an interesting story. Nick Fury and her basically are the only ones trying to save the world. No one else seems to care.
I don't know if she's really trying to save anyone.
She is. She's out on her own and with her little team, and her and Nick Fury seem to be the only people that are actually concerned about this. And that's a problem.
So
because they've infiltrated.
yeah, they've infiltrated
That's
everywhere.
why, her government doesn't really know what she's doing. Because if they did, they wouldn't
It's
put
a
a stop to
secret
it.
takeover. This is just like another show we're watching right now, which we'll
It's
talk
just
about
like
later
another
on.
one. I think that the other show did it a little differently and maybe even better
Well,
than this.
we're not going to mention that show. We're not going to. This is more of a secret espionage kind of a thriller going on. Who's one of the Skrulls? Who isn't? How far deep does this go? Can we stop them?
The only problem with that is they've already showed their cards in the show. So that's the problem. That's why we don't we
don't know
we
how
know
many
who
people
they
are
are.
Skrulls.
The British Prime Minister is one.
Yep.
We've seen these really mega right away. They've told us who they are. So maybe they could have written it better to have more suspense in that way. They didn't. They just laid it right out on the table.
Hey, do you since Don Cheadle's in this, do you think we're gonna get a Warhammer appearance?
No, he was a real asshole in it.
Sorry, War Machine.
War Machine, right? You got it.
Warhammer's a game.
I love him, Don Cheadle, but he's playing a real ass in this. I didn't really understand. He doesn't want to help.
Because he's working for the president.
I guess, but you think, yeah, I know. He's being manipulated, or is he one? I don't know. He did seem like himself, though.
Martin Freeman showed up at the beginning of the first episode. Right away, I'm like, nope, Skrull.
Yeah,
Skrull.
yeah, me too.
Okay?
Me too.
Right away. Brian Michael Bendis is a writer on this show. He's a really good comics writer.
I don't know.
If
It's
he's
not
involved in
extremely
this, that
funny, though.
it's not. I don't think it's supposed to be.
It's not funny.
You know what?
Just a little tiny bit of funny.
You got Emilia Clarke from Game of
Yeah.
Thrones. She looks tiny in this.
She doesn't look very well.
they put her on the anorexic diet for
I
this
don't
to make her
know.
look like
She
a
doesn't
younger kid.
I find she doesn't look very well. I'm
And
kind of concerned for her well-being. Anyway,
she's saying the most ridiculous dialogue, but now she's in the MCU.
but her character is the most interesting one of this so far because there's at least mystery involved with her. The other people, it's very laid out.
What about Gravik, the guy she's working with?
No,
she's his follower.
Yeah, but she's not. She has different allegiances, so she's a interesting character. This is the problem. They've kind of laid everything out. Maybe a bit too soon.
I'm thinking Emilia Clarke's character will survive this series and she could go on to become a bigger villain, you know, like fighting the Fantastic Four or something, right? Because Skrulls are usually associated with originally associated with Fantastic Four.
I just think of Captain Marvel because when we started watching it, you were like, you couldn't. I actually remembered who they were, and you didn't.
Yeah, I remember the Skrulls.
Not really. I read the comic books. That's why I knew about them, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's interesting they went with the Skrulls to put the show about.
Well, that's what the Secret Invasion storyline from the comics is about. Skrulls slowly taking over.
Does he know that his wife is a Skrull? Now that is the interesting question at the end of this episode that we watched.
Who knew that he had a wife?
Well, he doesn't want anyone to know, right? He's always top secret.
And if it's really his wife and she's a Skrull, does he know about that?
That's what I mean. She changed her appearance when he came in. I don't know. I don't know if there was things that we missed that we could have picked up on already that would say yes or no.
Do you think? What are the chances are that he's married to a Skrull and he's known all along, and a human and a Skrull are in love?
Well,
and that's a genuine relationship.
The only weird thing about it is that she changed. The Skrulls, when they're comfortable at home, they don't change into humans. But when he came home and she heard him, she was a Skrull in 12 form. And when she heard him, she changed into a woman. So that makes me think he doesn't know. Because we've seen them. They like to remain as themselves when they're just at home.
They like to stay in human form because it makes it harder for humans to tell them that they're Skrulls.
That's in the Resistance. But anyway, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think I've missed anything.
I think he knows.
But there's been a lot of going back and forth about it, and we could have missed something there. I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out more as we watch. Did we miss it?
6 episodes. So we got 4 more to go.
Oh, are you a Skrull?
Are you? How do I know you're not a Skrull?
Yeah, I know.
That's our thoughts for... Oh, do I have anything else I want to say about Secret Invasion there?
Do you want to... Well, the show that...
Cobie Smulders.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, Maria Hill was killed.
Very killed. Very dead.
That's odd because in some versions, Maria Hill becomes the new head of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know.
Even though there's no S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore.
I was surprised they killed off her character. I was wondering about the timeline on that.
I wouldn't surprise me at all. Later on, they showed us the next 5 seconds where her body turns back into a Skrull.
Yeah, but Don
she was a Skrull all along.
To fight to bring her body back home. Remember? In the episode. It seems like she's really dead. And they go to like her funeral.
You think Cobie Smulders wanted out?
I don't know. I thought it was weird how they killed her off so soon.
She's been in
all these ones.
She's been in the MCU since when? I'm guessing the Avengers 2012?
A long time. I thought it was surprising that they killed her, and it does appear that she is dead because it wasn't like he had to leave her body and run away. No, they got her and they took her back to the States and her mother buried her and everything. So I don't know. Anyway, that's
I don't know.
It's been interesting, but I do wish they would have kept more of the secrets up front. It would have probably made for more interesting, but I am enjoying it.
People have been complaining online about the opening sequence with all the weird imagery in that.
I don't mind
because it didn't bother me at all.
It doesn't bother me.
People complain about because it's AI generated, and apparently some people are against that, but also some people just didn't like it.
I don't mind.
You know what?
I didn't think it was fantastic though. Like I like certain openings. Like for example, Discovery, the show that I do not like. I love the opening.
Oh yeah, with all the different tech and putting it together
and everything. I really enjoyed that opening. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got the
About
nice
it.
music playing.
Yeah, and there's music and everything. So as far as an opening goes, I don't take it or leave it on this one.
Okay. The opening didn't bother me at
No.
all. I actually
It wasn't.
thought it was an interesting design. However, I still think that, you know, writers, if they're the ones coming up with this stuff, then they should be paid for that, and they shouldn't have to lose their job because AI is writing stories for them now.
Oh, is that what the problem was? That people thought that people have
Well-
to put it in the computer. I don't know. Anyway, it's just an opening. It wasn't as good as Peacemaker is the show we've been watching. It
Yeah,
has the same story. I hadn't watched it before.
we'll probably talk about that on the next
That
episode.
has a fun opening.
Yeah, everyone loved that opening, and then they started doing their own dances of it and putting them online. So that's our thoughts on the first 2 episodes for Secret Invasion. We're going to be spoiling each episode every week, so I'll have the warning up when I can,
and
but
we'll hopefully
we'll
figure
still
out
warn people anyway.
if he knows his wife is a Skrull or not.
Let us know your theories about
Maybe you
Secret
know.
Invasion down in the comments below. We want to hear from you.